Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Christina Simpson, and this is Cass Loves Tech. This channel is actually going to be dedicated to the law firm CRMs utilized on a day-to-day basis. And when I say CRMs, that really just means case management systems. And these systems could be any system from Clio to Lawcus to Lawmatics to MyCase. And I am well versed as a certified consultant with these various systems, and I will be spending a lot of time throughout this channel providing you insight and how-to videos on how to use these CRMs and how to make them work the best for you. If you are a paralegal and you are unsure of how to utilize these systems, this channel is the right place for you. If you are an attorney and you are just trying to figure out what system to use, this channel is the right channel for you. This video here is going to spend some time going over today Lawcus. And within the Lawcus system, there's so many different places that we can go with it, and I'm just going to keep it very simple. And we are going to focus on how to create and send an email inside of the Lawcus case management system. So let's go ahead and kick it off right now and jump right into Lawcus, and I'll show you how to do just that. All right, so getting right into it, we're just going to go ahead and go right into Lawcus straight away. And this is the Lawcus platform. And you will see that your version of Lawcus may look slightly different from mine, and that's okay. As long as you have the business plan version of Lawcus, then you will be able to send out emails. Let me preface by saying that just one more time. You will definitely need to ensure that you have the business plan of the Lawcus subscription in order to be able to send out the emails that we're going to be focusing on today. Now that I've said that, let's go ahead and create our first email. All right, so in order to get started on this, we need to get to our email templates, right? And to get to email templates, the very first thing that you have to do is go to automations. Once you're inside of automations, you'll want to make sure that typically you may be prompted or presented with a workflows tab. You just want to go ahead and go over to the email templates tab, and that's going to bring up all the various emails that are currently prepared if you do have them prepared. If you don't, this section will be blank, and that's fine because we're going to work through our first one here together. So when you're here, what you always want to make sure that you do is go to new template or new email template. The Lawcus community has done a really great job of providing us with some options in terms of quick and dirty emails that typically are used frequently by law firms, and that's what you're noticing here in the center. So under Browse All, it's going to bring up all of the various options that they currently have curated for a law firm to utilize, right? However, for this particular example, we're just going to do a brand new email. And when we do a new email template, you do have the option to choose from an HTML template, which is going to be a template that allows you to have different animations and images and things like that. Or it could be a text template, which is going to be a straight template with just words, no frilly things, no images, nothing outside of probably a link, a click to link, right? Where you have the text and then you make the link embedded inside of it. That might be the only thing that you would use inside of the text template. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the new HTML template option first. And so we're going to go ahead and click on the new HTML template option. Once we're here, you'll see that it's pretty empty. It's a clean canvas. We're working with a clean canvas. And if you are utilizing this one, then it's probably because you want to send out something, some kind of email that has maybe your logo in it. Maybe you're doing this to be able to send out an email campaign utilizing Lawcus. Maybe you're trying to get some potential clients to fill out some kind of form. Whatever it is, this is going to be the template that you use if you want to have extras. If you want to have any kind of extras like your logo or anything like that. To get started, I am going to start by adding in an image here, and I am going to just go ahead and drop in the image that I want to use. For this example, I'm just going to use my logo. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the logo for my organization. All right, so to add our image, we want to go ahead and just make sure that we drag over the image option, which is here. We want to make sure we bring it over to the center so that we can actually add an image to it. So now that I've added that option, I can then drag in my image on top of it. Okay. So now that we have our header, our little image here, we want to then go back and we want to add a divider so that it separates it out. Now, oftentimes when you have an image like this at the top, you would want to add your website to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in the website so that we can show you what that looks like here. So now whenever you hover over, it will then allow you to, or allow the user to go to your website. You do have the option to make it be a new tab, or you can always do it within the same tab, but we're going to keep it so that it opens in a new tab. And now from here, the very next thing that we always want to make sure that we do is add in actual text. So we want to drag in text so that it brings it up here. Now, what you also could do is if you wanted to just have like text at the top and then maybe another image, you can always add another image after it and then add in more text after that. And that's the layout that I'm going to choose today. We're just going to keep it like this. Okay, so now that we have the email template set up to begin inserting information, we are now going to begin crafting the email for today's example. Your firm just had a consultation with a potential client, and now we want to send an email thanking them for the consultation. In this email, we can do different things. We can link them back to the pricing for whatever package it is. If you have a tier package option that you're trying to push forward, we could then insert the link to that website for those packages, or we can insert the actual flyer for those packages, whatever the case is. For this example, we're sending out the email post-consultation. All I'm going to include in this example is just a link so the person can leave feedback on how they think that the consultation went. Now, I have to name this email, so I'm going to name the template post-consultation template email. Now that I have that in the name for the template, I am now going to create my subject line. Typically, when I'm creating my subject line, I prefer the subject line to have something that's going to grab the person in. So I'll just put, "Hi, thank you for your time today." Because we're saying that this email would theoretically go out right after the consultation. So if the consultation is set, this email will go out right after. Whether you're using an automation or you're sending this out manually, this is still going to be the step that comes up right after, right? So now that I have my template name set and I have the subject line set, I'm now going to begin working on the email. Now, one of the things that I really love about Lawcus is that it provides us with the option of adding in like the system tags, right? Or the merge tags. You have the option to add in the name or any kind of information that would allow you to just quickly work through the email as a template right here inside of the Lawcus email template builder, right? So when we're here where it says this new text block, change it, we can first start by putting in the name of the person. So we can say greetings, and then we can add in the person's name, and we will add in the first name only, greetings, and the person's name. It was a pleasure. Okay, so this is pretty much what I would do if I was preparing an email to be sent out utilizing Lawcus. The only thing that I need to add now is the image. And I just like to have a little bit of something to allow the person to feel like this was sent directly for them. And since this is an example and I can't necessarily do what I would do if I was working with a specific law firm, I am simply just going to add in cute little images so that way it shows that we're appreciative of whoever this person is that we're sending this email to. So I have the option of utilizing this image here, which let me go ahead and drag it in, have to highlight. You always want to make sure that you click on the image so that it brings up the drop down on the right hand side, because you have to have the drop down here in order for you to insert the image. You can always hit the option to upload an image by clicking here. I typically drag them in, so I'm just going to go ahead and drag it in here if technology decides to work with me. All right, here we go. And this would be the email, just a simple thank you. And one other thing that you can do as well is the background color. So if you wanted to have a background color or content color, you can add that information in. I have it grayed out so that it doesn't do that. But let's say that you are really in love with the color purple and you wanted to have the color purple as your background color for this email. You do have that option. All you have to do is click on the background color where it has the red X through it, and instead just pick a purple, and you'll see that it changes it to the color purple. I don't like to have background color. It just makes it simpler. I'm going to do that. So let me just remove it. And you can always remove it by hitting the X at the top. So to add it, you just click on the color, and then when you're ready to remove it, there's a little X here. You want to just go ahead and click on the X, and then it gets rid of that color. Now that I've prepared the email, I like to look at the email. So I want to go ahead and preview this email so that you and I are able to see exactly what the consumer is going to see on their end. So let's just go ahead and preview. If you hit the I at the bottom, if you hover over these options, you're able to see what they do down here. But if you hover over preview, you're able to preview this email so you can see exactly what the consumer is going to see. And this is the email that they'll get. So they're going to get this generic email, and then all the information that's down here, you can add it in. Now, if your firm has an email signature already that they utilize, and you as a user have an email signature for your user account within Lawcus, you can always use that email signature instead. You don't have to use what's listed down here. You can actually use your own email signature. So what we can do instead of having this is we can go ahead and take this information down here out at the bottom, and then we can go to merge tags and system, and if it's a team name, we can add in the team name. If it's a company support email, we can add that in. We can add in we can literally click on each one of these things, and it's going to add it into the email for us. So that way, every time that information is already inserted into the bottom of it. So what we can do here is just go ahead, and I'm in the right spot now. So I can go ahead and just click on the system option here, and then we can do team name. So then it adds that team name in. So company name is something that you want to add. So I'm going to add that in. The person should already know the phone number for your business because they called you to schedule the consult. But just in case they don't, we can always add in that phone number. And we can also add in that generic email address that the firm uses whenever sending out communications to folks. And we can add that in as well under team member invitation, and we can add in the company support email. So now that all of this information is already embedded here, another thing that we can go ahead and do is test out this email, because I like to be able to test the email out before actually sending it and using it as a part of the firm. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and save this. Once you save it, you'll see that it comes up here, and this is the one that we just worked on. Actually, before I get into showing you the email from the user perspective, I just realized that I did not add the review link. So I'm going to go ahead and add a link here. And I do want them to open it in a new tab as opposed to on the same page. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that and mark save. Okay, so our email is squared away. And now we are going to send the email out to the new lead, like I mentioned. And to do this, we're just going to keep it simple. Go to leads. Once you're in leads, you want to click on the lead that you're going to send the email to, because technically this person would be a new lead because they just had a consultation. Even if it's a paid consultation, they haven't actually retained the firm for services, so they would live in the new lead world. Now, I've picked up our test example and I want to send them an email. You're going to come down here to send email. Now, it already has an email already picked up to go. I don't want to send this email. I want to send a different one. So I'm going to X out to remove that email. And instead, I am going to locate the post consultation email template here. So it brings that up. And what you see now is that the subject that we worked on together is here. And also the greetings and everything that you saw me work through is also here. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is send this email out. And I want you to see that you have the option to attach your default signature here. You have the option to attach your default signature here. So every user, if they create an email signature or some kind of signature, they do have the option to utilize that. Now, if you're one of those folks that don't have an email signature already created, you can uncheck this box. And what it'll do instead is it'll include this information that's here. And all you would need to do is, if you wanted to add in your name, you would just add in your name here. You would add in whatever information you wanted to add here to this email, because this is the last chance to do that before the email is sent to the potential new client or the whoever it is that we're sending this email to after the consultation. So now I'm going to go ahead, and before I actually hit send, I take that back. I want you to notice that there's two options up here. So you do have the option to add another email address. So let's say the managing attorney also needed to receive communication with this one out. You could CC them here. And since they're part of the firm, their email will show up as a part of a firm user. You also have the option to blind copy someone. So if there was someone that you wanted to blind copy, you do have the option to do that here. And it's the same information. It's pulling information from the system, but let's say that there was someone that you wanted to email that wasn't inside of the system already. You can literally go ahead and just copy and paste their information in, and it will save it. So see, it says click here to enter a new email address, and it will add it to the system. Because it's the same email that we're sending to the recipient, we don't need to do that. But let's say if there was someone else who wanted to CC, we could do that here. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove the CC so it doesn't force anyone to be added on. And I'm going to remove the BCC too. And I'm going to go ahead and hit send. So you'll see here that the email actually was sent out, and you see who sent the email. So you see the person that sent it, which is us, and then you see who received it. Now, we can go ahead and actually see the email from our perspective, the same email that we sent, so we could see exactly what the consumer or the potential new lead would see on their end as well. All right. Now the email that was actually sent was here. So when we click on it, this is exactly what is sent to the client, exactly what's sent to them. So everything that we worked on, here it is, and this is what it looks like. And that is quite beautiful, in my opinion. I think this looks amazing. But what do you think? What are your thoughts? How do you feel about this email? Do you think that you can now create a HTML template email for your organization? Please definitely share your thoughts and let me know how you feel this particular video went. And I am actually going to create another video that is going to talk about how to send out a generic email without any type of images or anything like that. So that's going to be covering how to send out a regular text email instead of an HTML template email that we did in this example. So I will see you in that video. And if you have any particular videos that you would like to see, again, definitely feel free to get in touch with me, and I will be more than happy to create a specific type of video. Alrighty, until the next video, have a great day.